Hey guys! Alright, well, I promised y'all a Q&A, so here it is. So I have my little notes from where I wrote down everybody's questions so I wouldn't forget anybody. So let's just dive right in. First question is from Lauren. Um, what's your secret for being so awesome? Um, that would be being friends with you, sweetheart. And your more logical question is my official thoughts on the new 12th Doctor, Peter. Well, I have been seriously refraining from sharing my thoughts on that publicly, but since you asked, um, my official thoughts is that I'm fairly certain he's going to be a great doctor because I have yet to find one that isn't. I'm really happy that they went with someone older, with as young as Matt Smith was when he got the role. I was afraid that they would try to go younger than that, and I don't think that would have been as good. So I'm really happy he's older. I'm interested to see what he brings to the role. But I know that for me personally, there's going to have to be this moment that happens. It usually happens in his first episode. That just something happens where he does or says something that it clicks with me, and I go, that's the doctor. That's the doctor. That's him. But until then, I think he's going to do a good job. So those are my official thoughts. Okay. Next question is from Taylor. How do you feel about the DC universe creating LGBT superheroes? Do you think it's positive by creating heroes for those kids, or do you think they're overdoing it and calling more attention to something that shouldn't really matter? That is an excellent question. Um, Personally, I think that it is absolutely wonderful that they're creating LGBT superheroes for these kids. Um, yeah, there are people who think that, oh, it shouldn't matter. It's they're calling attention to something that's not important. You never know how important that is until you are one of those kids. Growing up, one of those kids, not having somebody to look up to that you have that in common with. Growing up where every superhero or every role model is absolutely straight, and it makes you feel awkward, and it makes you feel like you're out of place and there's not someone that you can strive to become like. And so I think that it's absolutely great. And in my mind, personally, I think Captain Jack Harkness will always be my first LGBT superhero. But I think it's awesome that the DC universe is doing this, and I hope Marvel follows them. Um, Next question. Actually, I think I got these sheets mixed up, so I'm gonna go back. Um, let's see. Brandon, why did you start Confessions of a Female Rogue? That is probably the most frequently asked question I am asked, and truth is, I don't really know. It was kind of a whim. I went searching for female-run nerdy pages, and there's a lot out there. Most of them focus on very specific fandoms or only gaming or um, things of that nature. And I just wanted kind of a one-stop shop where I could talk about everything nerdy that I was interested in and meet other nerdy people who were interested in the same things I was. And I was complaining about it one day, and one of my best friends just kind of gave me that general, well, if you want something done right, do it yourself kind of attitude. And I said, oh, well, why not? So I started it, and I kind of didn't even want to interested in. I know there's a lot of fandoms out there that I'm not interested in or I haven't been exposed to, and I wanted it to be open to all of those fandoms. I wanted y'all to teach me about new fandoms that I don't know about or I hadn't given a chance before, and y'all have. Y'all have done that. Y'all have opened my eyes to a lot of new things that I probably wouldn't have given a shot before, and now I do. Okay, video part 2. This question comes from Jordan. Favorite video game and why? Favorite video game. That's always tough because there's always new ones coming out that I love. But I typically, or at least this is the way I answer the question, I judge my favorite video game by the one that I own the most versions of, I guess, and that would have to be Kingdom Hearts. I have every Kingdom Hearts game that has been created, even all the remakes and the old school ones for handhelds. I just a Kingdom Hearts game comes out and I have to buy it. So I've actually bought my PS3 solely because I was anticipating Kingdom Hearts 3 to be on the PS3. And yeah, we all know how that worked out. But so yeah, Kingdom Hearts is going to have to be my answer to that. The next question is from Chi. The doctor shows up at your doorstep and sweeps you away. He gives you the choice to go anywhere in time and space in the universe. Where do you go and why? First of all, I'm pretty sure the doctor can give me more than one trip. So I'm gonna have to cheat here and say that I get 2 trips. I have my own sonic screwdriver, so he's just gonna have to agree to that. I would take 1 trip to the past and 1 trip to the future. My trip to the future, I want to go to another planet and I want to meet aliens. I don't really care what planet, what aliens, because I know whatever we do, we're going to have fun. The other trip that I would take to the past, I would want to go to the past and either meet Jane Austen or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. They're just my 2 favorite authors. I would love to sit and pick Jane Austen's brain and just with as big of a Sherlock fan as I am, just talking to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle would make me absolutely fangirl. So those would be my 2 trips. Another question from Felicia Day meets you, thinks you are cool, and wants to hang. She asks you what you would like to do. Well, first of all, I don't think that's entirely impossible. Think it's going to happen one day. It would be awesome. So this one I've given much thought to beforehand. I think the answer is pretty simple to that. We would definitely play some D&D, maybe raid a little, and then hit up a sushi bar. So that'd be pretty much our day. Next question is from Victor. What video game universe would you live in? Not as the main character, but as the everyday NPC. I had to think about this one for a little while, because most of the time when you ask what video game would somebody want to live in, it's as the main character. So what character would I want to, or what video game would I want to live in not as the main character? And I came up with Eternal Sonata because that game is absolutely gorgeous. The graphics are so beautiful, and if I'm not going to get to be the main character and run around and do all the adventures anyway, why not live in a video game world that's just absolutely gorgeous? Also, magic exists in that game. The next question is from Daniel. With technology improving all the time, what big development do you hope occurs soon? Another question I think about all the time. I have 3. Hoverboards, which better be soon. Replicators, because even though I love to cook, how awesome would it be to just tell the wall that I want my Earl Grey tea hot, and it just happened. And 3, teleport, because seriously, if I could just beam myself to Chicago right now, that would be awesome. So, next question comes from, one of my other favorite admins, Vanilla Bear from Nerds United. What drives you to keep up your page? And do you ever have days where you just want to drop it? What keeps you from doing that? What is the best and worst thing that has ever happened to you so far as an admin? Also inquisitive. So many questions. Let's see. And I will answer that in part 2. 3. Okay, we left off part 2 with Vanilla Bear's question. And this might be a lengthy answer because it was a lot of questions. So here we go. What drives me to keep up my page, and do I ever have days where I just want to drop it? Absolutely. I think every admin has those bad days. I know all the ones I talk to do, where just content's not doing well. You don't get the likes that you were hoping to get. You don't have the conversations going that you were hoping, and you have those trolls. And while words shouldn't hurt, they do. And you have those moments where you're just, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun anymore. And those are the times that I usually just take a breath, step back from my page for a little bit, maybe not post for a couple of hours or a day, and give it time to just kind of fade away. Almost always, whenever I have those kind of days, something is said or done. My incredibly amazing followers will say something or send me messages or just outpouring of love that makes me want to keep going. And that's why I don't quit, because you guys are awesome. I could never just leave y'all and abandon you. I don't think it'll ever happen. This page will never close, I'm sure of it. Let's see. What keeps you from doing that? Oh, well, I answered that. What is the best and worst thing that has ever happened to you so far as an admin? Well, worst thing. Let's start with the worst thing. Worst thing that has ever happened to me as an admin. I would have to say was my very first troll that I had to ban. Not really because it was a troll in general, but because of the way that the troll attacked me personally. It hurt deeply, and it took me a little while to get over it. But it happened, and I banned them, and it doesn't happen often. So I guess that's the positive, is that it hardly ever happens. So, and I don't think there's ever been anything said or done quite as bad as that first one. So if nothing worse than that ever happens on my page, then I'm sure it's gonna be fine. And what is the best thing to ever happen to me as an admin? Well, I think the best thing to ever happen to me as an admin is the incredible friends that I have made as an admin. There are certain people that I have come to know and talk to, and just basically share my life with, that I couldn't imagine them not being in my life. I couldn't imagine not being able to get up every day and be able to message them or talk to them, and they know who they are. So I think that's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me as an admin, because without my page, I wouldn't have met all of these wonderful people. And not just the people that I talk to personally, but the people that I communicate with every day through the page, the people who comment, the amazing nerdy things that we share, like on a daily basis. That's my favorite thing about my page, and it's the reason why I'll never stop. And the last question from Derek. It's during the zombie apocalypse on a rainy day, and you decide to seek shelter in the house of a deserted dairy farm. After helping yourself to a cheese platter and some prime rib, whose bed will you choose to sleep in, and why? Derek, it will not surprise you to know that I already had an answer to this question. Easy answer. Upstairs, baby's room, the nursery, on the second floor. Mainly because it's probably one of the smallest rooms out of the bedrooms. Therefore, not a lot of nooks and crannies for zombies to hide in. No real surprises. Probably just one closet. There's only usually one entrance. There's probably not like an adjoining bathroom or anything. I would take the mattress out of the baby bed, put it on the floor, use the baby bed and any other furniture in the room to bar the door closed. Sleep on the floor, and then in the morning when I wake up, you exit through the window. That way, no zombies to jump out at you. So there's my answer to that. And that's all we have time for today. So